the kids to bed. Dad's home. We are the DWO podcast representing the Dad World Order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. And with me, as always, the rest of this patriarch pack, we got the big, bad, bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Maffey.
What up, what up?
And he is the perpetual mid-carder and the two-time world record holder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Cephas.
Hey, little stank of booty. How y'all doing? Let's do a fit check. Look, I know cool, right? Look, I don't have an apple, though. That's because I am the king of peeling oranges, so I got me an orange.
Yeah, you proved that. I got you. Well, as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast. Tonight we have with us a very special guest, the one and only, the face collector, Jared Savage. Sir, how the heck are you?
All right, now let's turn the gimmick shit off.
Oh, we already got people in the comments already. Shouting Jared from JT. And old David Ease with a long live evil.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm happy to see people.
We got them already. God damn. It's popping up quick. Hell yeah. So, What up, everybody? How you guys doing tonight?
What is going on? Man.
Another beautiful day.
It's been a day. Kiddo's got ear infections. So been dealing with that all day. But
I used to get this all the time when I was a kid. And for the most part, my kids made it through pretty without having a lot of issues with that. No. Only one kid had two.
Well, it sucks for her too, because she literally had the flu almost all of last week, and then woke up this morning 102 fever. Yeah,
poor kiddos.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
Poor kid.
Mm-hmm.
But she's living it up, watching movies all day, and getting weighted on hand and foot. So
you didn't give her a bell yet, did you?
What's that?
Give her a bell.
Oh,
Dad.
I never hear the end of it.
Faja.
Oh man. Well, enough about us.
She yells loud enough.
You're talking about dad stuff.
Yeah, enough about us. We got to focus on our guest here tonight, the face collector, Jared Savage. Now, if you guys aren't hip, he is a wrestler in the tri-state area, and you went a little farther than that as well, if I am under the right estimation. But
Define
Cincinnati, Kentucky, Indiana, right around that area. He's a local around here. But he's something different, man, because he's, as you see, he's the face collector. What he's got on there, for those of you who aren't aware, is what's known as a forever face. So for those who aren't aware, Jared, can you give a little backstory on what exactly a forever face is and how it became your face?
All right, so a forever face is ultimately the mask that the Ala Zulu wear. That is a horrorcore hip-hop group. They're currently signed to Magic Ninja Entertainment. They also have their own label, Long Live Evil. Three of my fucking best friends in the whole world. Overall, there's a lot of Zuligans who have these masks. There's been God knows how many variations now. Hell, there's a new one out that's newer than this, which you'll definitely at some point see me wearing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I guess the basic rundown of it. Say it again, it cut out.
I said I had one, but I lost it somewhere at a show, man, and it's one of my things where I'm like, damn it, where did that go? I half-ass think somebody stole it from me, to be honest with you.
Probably did. Those are sweet, dude. If I had one, I
about
it too.
I was at the show. I don't know if you were at the show where the mustard incident took place. And
I wasn't there, but I know about it.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, one of the three members of Ala Zulu, which, by the way, for those at home, this is the band that we're talking about. But Lee Carver, that guy on the left right there, under the Ala, he is who we're talking about, and he hates mustard. Okay, he fucking despises it, and I
Oh
don't know.
God.
I don't know what happened to make this. I don't know if it was a bet that went wrong, or I don't know what it was, but somehow he got committed to downing as much mustard as somebody can squirt into his mouth on stage in front of everyone. It
I
was,
can tell
bro.
you
They
exactly where that came from. It came from
okay,
Billy
yeah.
O'Bay liking to make his friends fucking suffer because it's funny. I mean, he's had me do wild shit. The video I don't think is out there, but he had me eat cat food one time over a fucking bet. So
Hey, you know what though? Say what you will. I mean, that they have to live by the same regulations when they make pet food as when they make human food. So, you know,
Maybe
didn't make it any less gross.
it's a state.
maybe that's why Alex Shelley eats cat shit.
That's
Mhm.
very likely.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't resist any chance I have to talk shit to Alex Shelley.
The
Man, we got
Wrestling
all kinds of
Revolver heavyweight champion.
comments up in here.
Unfortunately.
Poor Leaf Carver.
Poor
Yeah, I
Lee
can't
Carver.
imagine.
Wasn't
That-
Lee Carver on our boy Jay Road
Yeah.
show?
Jay Roman's
Oh
show.
yeah, he was on that.
He's going to be on our show
Absolutely.
at some point. We just still got to. Somebody's asking if you still have the pumpkin mask, Jared.
I don't think I've ever had a pup. Oh wait, hold up. Oh, I know exactly what. I was about to say I didn't have one, but no, I know exactly what. I do have that pumpkin mask. It's one of the few masks I still have.
I feel kind of. Feel like a hipster at this moment because I know that Mr. Magnificent and Big Rig have no idea who Alazolilu are. They
Nope.
have no
Oh,
idea, you know, they're a fairly large underground band. For lack of better better similes or whatever to explain them to you, they are a modern day build your own version of an underground hip hop group, kind of like ICP, but way fucking better and way serious. Like
Yeah,
I say kind of like ICP in the respect that it's horrorcore. So you know you'll get your bodies in the trunk, if you will, and you know, and your terrible
Yeah.
shit. But
I'm done with that. I used to listen to a lot of Brother Lynch Hung, who was like kind of horrorcore rap,
yeah,
eating baby guts and stuff like that.
you'll
and
love
I mean, I
Alice.
think they are in that like in between.
Not
Like
my words.
they have comedy and humor, but they also have like the serious horror aspect as well.
I'm
They're
100% gonna check
right
it
in the
out,
middle.
man. I love music, and I'm always looking for something to catch my ear. So
Oh, yeah.
And they're like he said, they're actually a lot better than. I mean, don't get me wrong. I started out as a juggalo just like most Zooligans, but you know, as much love as I have for ICP, lyrically they're not 100% the best there. Great storytellers though.
yes,
Ala Zulalu are great at both lyricism and storytelling. I think the music hits a lot more serious than what ICP does. So it's definitely
So,
worth checking out.
so what made you want to adapt their mask as your wrestling gimmick?
So when I started off, I was the Maths Juggalo, real generic. Eventually, I added on Jared Savage to it, but I just wore a black lucha mask. I had for a while wanted to kind of stray away to do something different, and then 2016 was my first gathering. That year, Alazulu was there. They did the first set, which was the UPS set, which was like a big super group set, and then did their own solo set after Wizard of the Hood that year, which was Violent J's solo album. Incredible performance, by the way. So I bought my first Forever Face. First night I got there was the parking lot party. And I don't know, the music, everything resonated with me. Like it gave me the same feeling that ICP did, the same magic, all of that. You know, something just hit. And they were still, kind of in their infancy at this point. They were on their second album, which was Psycho. Um, so I want to say it might have been out most of the year at that point. But just one day after getting the mask, because I mean, I spent like the last of my money I had. I think I had $100 to try to eat on and all that bullshit throughout the gathering.
You
And I
just
spent
bought it.
50 of it on this fucking mask because I was like, dude, I need that shit. I was like, fuck food. I need my forever fix. So
That's
yeah, shortly after that, I just asked Bill. I just hit him up. I was like, hey, I'm thinking, what would you think if I wore the mask out to the ring? Because I didn't really think that I could wear it in the ring at the time. I was
Yeah.
worried about it getting fucked up. So just asked him straight up though, and he was like, yeah, go ahead. Because I was already doing AXE Street Team at that point. I wanted more or less to be kind of like a walking billboard, It's a way to promote Zool while also being something different. Because at the end of the day, there is a God knows how many juggalo gimmicks in wrestling. Whether they make it or not, there's still plenty of them. And I wanted to combine two things that I love the most. I love wrestling and I love the underground. I've always been a part of this shit. I mean, ever since I was 10 years old, that's how long I've been listening to underground hip hop. So I wanted to combine the two, and he gave me the go ahead. And just it became kind of an evolution because, like I said, I just wore it to the ring for a long time. And then eventually I got it restrapped. I got a new one, all that. And I was able to start using it in the ring. And now
Oh,
That's
it's,
what I was going to ask if you had to make like alterations to make it like, I guess, like ring, more comfortable
um,
to actually like,
I
be
mean,
in.
yeah, to a point. It's just the strap. That's really the only thing I've had to change up. Like my first one
this
that I did, because this is the second one right now. The first one that I restrapped had a leather strap on it. Probably tell you the truth, I like that one a lot better just because I don't know, the leather kind of gave me like a mankind feel. Also, is really similar
Yeah.
to like how Kane's uh, mask straps are. This one right now is elastic, which it's holding up pretty well, but I missed the leather. I don't know, I liked it better. But that's really the only thing I've had to change
he
on
said
it.
strap on.
look. This is Scott. Also had
I've
this
got a
comment
strap
right
on
here.
right
Scott
here.
had this comment right here. Said that he's cute as fuck under there. Don't
Don't
let
let
him
him
play
play
you.
you.
And then our friend Jenna here also said he's a cutie patootie. So are you handsome?
I
People
don't
want to
think
know.
so. I mean, I
You
look in the
know,
mirror every day. I don't think I'm too handsome, but to the people who think it, that's great. I appreciate it. But
I I will say to the people who think it that are in the comments right now, hey, if this is your first time listening to DWO, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have guests like this all the time. We like to
Good.
keep different people, different styles. We like to mix it up. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? It helps
Yes,
some dads
please.
build a brand.
Hell yeah. Here's a good question though from Jenna, which is one we usually ask. What got you into wrestling? What are your, influences?
well, I always watched it. Like it was always around my whole life. I can't think of a time where it wasn't around. My grandpa used to watch it, and I grew up with my grandparents. Uh, when I was younger, my uncles, um, my cousins, like everybody watched it. Because I
Mhm.
grew up in the Midwest. I eventually moved to the Northwest. I moved to Washington like later in life, but I grew up in the Midwest, and wrestling out here is so much more popular. So
Oh yeah.
in my little small town of Marseilles, Illinois, that I started in, um, it was just everywhere. Everybody liked it. I mean, it was during the Attitude Era as well.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
like I said, it's just not been there. But I don't know. I kind of always knew just my whole life that I wanted to do it. When I was a kid,
Mhm.
I dreamed of wrestling. I mean, I had like my other little phases of shit. I think I like wanted to be a surfer for a minute because I watched the Johnny Tsunami movie. I think for a little bit I wanted to fucking skateboard because it came out. But ultimately, I wanted to wrestle. That's all I've ever
Yeah.
wanted. So that's what really like got me to want to do this. As far as like wrestlers themselves, though, um, Kane was always my favorite. So Kane is always going to be one of those influences. I'd say Undertaker as well for sure. But also a lot of big men like Vader. Vader's a huge
Yeah.
influence. Um, anytime someone compares me to Vader, it's such a compliment because he was one of the best big men to ever lace up the boots.
Ever. Yeah, absolutely.
Plus, he was
And I
on
mean,
Boy
I
Meets
still.
Damn
Oh,
you!
go
I
ahead.
was gonna
Sorry, I
say.
didn't. I feel like I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No, he's just saying it. And he was on Boy Meets World too.
He was on Boy Meets World, and those fucking
Yeah.
episodes are awesome.
They
I
are.
used to sit up, dude. Like I would sit up and look on Direct TV, and I would see the info on what episodes were coming up, and like they would play those episodes at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'd fucking stay up to watch it. Like I remember every wrestling episode on that shit like the back of my hand.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, like I still take influence from people even today. I mean, Bray Wyatt was a really big influence the last few years. Rest in peace to him.
Yeah,
Because
no,
the Fiend character was just so incredible.
Yeah, it
be
was.
honest, I'm still suffering from Bray, man. That I've
Trust me,
worn
man,
a
I
bit of
feel
my
it.
Bray merch since, but Bray got more money out of me, I think, than any wrestler besides The Undertaker. And there's a reason for that because I connected so well with the darkness of Bray, and his storytelling was so different. You know what I mean? And in a world full of spiders, he was a tarantula. You know what I mean? He was completely, yeah. There was something different about him, and I'm getting there though. I'm getting to the point to where I feel like I might start rocking some Bray shirts. So we'll see.
I can't lie, man. I'm in a weird spot with it too because I'm a pretty big mark for all the games. I mean, I've been collecting wrestling games forever, and
Yeah.
I can't even like. I mean, 2K23, he's DLC on it. I can't
Yeah.
even touch it. Like with, I'll wrestle as anybody else, but I don't want to
Right.
wrestle as Bray on there because it hurts. It was such
It's
a out of
crazy,
nowhere thing.
bro. I'll never forget it,
Yeah,
dude. And this is a little TMI. I don't think I've told anyone this publicly, but I was
is it
so
the
every
poop in the
once in a-
pants thing?
no
Okay.
every once in a great while I like to sit down and just take a hot bath. It relaxes me, right? And when I found out that Bray Wyatt had died, I had literally just gotten in the bath. And it fucking I don't like it would just like I'll never forget just this moment of just what the fuck. I looked at my phone and I immediately got out of the fucking bath and I ran half naked and told my fucking wife. But dude, it for example, and when uh you know the Ultimate Warrior passed away, I was upset. That sucked, right? I thought that was terrible, but
Especially for the promo.
I couldn't wait to celebrate him. I couldn't wait to play as him as a video game. I couldn't wait to rock my Ultimate Warrior shirt. Bray, like you said, it hurt, man. It really felt like I lost somebody I knew, and that's saying something from a wrestler standpoint.
no,
And see,
absolutely, man. I agree with that. I fully agree with that because Bray was something different. He was something special. And
Yeah,
like I said, because of how out of nowhere it was, I mean, anytime a wrestler dies young, it's tragic. I mean, like,
yeah,
shit, dude, Jay Briscoe died. That was fucking terrible.
yep,
You know, things like that, I hate saying even. Like, you can almost find a way to accept it because it was a car accident. But
yeah.
then, like, Bray, you hear, oh, he had a heart attack. That's insane.
at
That really
37,
hits.
bro, like
You know,
that's
like
crazy.
for
He's
me, it
younger than
really
me.
rocked me to the core, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I know. Both of these guys, just how close in age he is to them. I'm a little bit older, but I could see how much that it shook them. But I mean, honestly, after
Yeah.
40, I get really in touch with my mortality, I guess. But man, not even to 40 and die of something like heart failure like that, man, it's insane.
I
And
will be the
also
first to
CFIS, by the
admit,
way, the fact that you take hot bubble baths is like public knowledge. It's not.
They aren't bubble
Yeah.
baths, man. I literally will just turn the hot ass water on as hot as I can
Doggone,
possibly
take
get
me
it,
away.
and then just sit in that shit.
before we get too far from it, though, I do want to say, like, I was in the same boat. I mean, it made me think about my own mortality because, I mean, I'm turning 30 this year. I know that it's not that old, but when you've been wrestling, like, I'm like as long as I've been, I mean, I've been wrestling since I was 18. Um, Between that, not making the best health decisions, and whatever, it definitely really rocked me. Like, damn, that could be me one day. It
Yeah.
put in perspective, like, man, I need to make some changes before I end up in the same boat.
Yeah.
Which it's sad to think because Bray was actually pretty healthy.
Yeah, better than
But
all of
from
us.
what they said, it was the COVID that I guess exacerbated the heart issues. I guess
Yep.
it was something that he'd had, but I don't think he knew he had.
Like an underlying
Um,
issue of sorts, and that kind of brought it up to the surface.
yeah,
Huh.
it was
Wow.
definitely terrible, and I hope that his family is doing the best they can to get through it still, because I'm sure, even though it's been a little bit now, it's still gotta hurt. It hasn't even been a full year yet.
I
Um,
think.
I
I
only
think.
got to see him wrestle, I think maybe like once in person. I know that I went to the SmackDown. They aired his last promo at. I remember that night thinking too, I was like, damn, this sucks. Because I was really hoping to see him that night. And then they just did the pre-recorded promo, the
Ah.
the funhouse shit.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm just glad that I at least got to see him at least once before that. And
I got to see him at
like I
Mania.
said, rest in peace, man.
Yeah. It. I think hurt me was the fact that he died from my worst fear, not from my worst fear. He he li- he went through what I fear the most is leaving my children behind, and
Yeah.
just that I think is where I don't know, man. The fear of God, if you will, the fear of
Mhm.
the fear of meeting your maker definitely came from losing Bray.
It's just like if it can happen to him, I mean, it can happen to any of us, and
Yeah.
and you can relate because he is young kids like yourself, you know what I mean? And I can't imagine. My kids are a little older, so they, not that it would be easier, but they're at least, reared.
Yeah.
I mean, my kid, she's 10, and I'm all she has. Like literally all she has. Her
Yep.
mom's not around. It's just me.
Yep. All the
So
more reason
it
to.
makes me think about it. Like I think like if
Yeah.
something happened to me, then she's gonna be sitting here, trying to navigate life by herself, and I don't want her doing that. It's definitely a crazy thought, that could literally happen to anybody. But I also feel like at the same time, as sad as it is, it makes you appreciate the little things more, the time that you have on this earth, and the things that you want to do with your life, and what you want to do with your family, all the loved ones, etc. I mean, that's kind of how I guess it did for me. Even though it definitely rocked me, it also made me realize like anything can happen at any time. So I need to enjoy every bit of every second that I'm here because I could go at
Absolutely.
any time, just like Bray.
So speaking of which, we got a question here, which is an excellent question to ask you. To follow up from that, do you let your daughter see you perform? Are you keeping the mystery there, or has she seen you wrestle at all?
Oh, she sees me wrestle all the time. That kid,
Okay.
I don't even think she realizes how cool her life is half the time because she's got to do a lot of shit that other kids wish they could. Like, I mean, she's had rings in the yard back when I was in Washington.
Oh wow.
Lived with my grandparents for a long time, and we lived out in the middle of nowhere, so we had a lot of property. So people would store rings at the house. We do training there. I mean, when she was little, I would go out there and I taught her how to lock up. I'd just do dumb shit with her. I had this little spot I did with her where like throw up and catch her, and she'd do basically a little hurricane on me or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
she's been around the business forever. She goes to a lot of the shows with me. Not every show, but most of them. I'll admit though, I don't think she really likes wrestling that much. She just likes being around me. But
Yeah.
Hey, well,
she has a
if
good
that's
experience.
Yeah.
I say if it gives you guys an excuse to hang out, man, it's worth its weight. It's every bump is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I
I
mean,
think our
most of the time
kiddos
she
have the
records
same
my
thing.
matches and shit. So she,
There you
she
go.
does.
Your biggest,
Like I said, I
she's your
don't
number
think she
one
fully
fan, dude.
likes it,
That's
but
awesome.
It's
I mean, I
pretty
feel
cool.
like anybody in the business who has kids, I mean, I understand when people want to keep their family away, but let your kids see what you do. If it's something you love as much as I love wrestling, let your kids see you do it because they get to see you happy in your element, and that's what my kid gets to see. And plus,
Mhm.
too, I mean, she learns a lot from being around all these people. Like so many of the boys who, I'm around, I mean, even with not just wrestling, I mean, I take her everything. I mean, she's probably one of the few kids in the world who know everybody in Ala Zulu on like a personal level. That's that's pretty that's pretty cool, It's something for me to be proud of. She she gets to see a different side of life that I don't think other kids all get to see. So I think she learned a lot from all of this.
Tell
Core
you what, man, we
memories.
say it a lot that like life's all about perspective and stuff like that. And just like with Bray Wyatt's death, kind of putting, mortality in perspective for you guys. I mean, being around certain groups of people, real people like that, puts life into perspective. And to expose somebody like that at a young age is, I guess, it's a great thing because, they can learn how to be a real person.
Yeah, absolutely. I hate saying we're growing up, and even like right now, if you look at just like modern society, people are worrying about clout and stupid shit. It doesn't matter. And like, my kid, she gets to be around a lot of people who are just 100% themselves. And that's how I want her to grow up, is to be herself. I mean, she could follow trends. I think we all have done it to some extent in life. But
Yeah.
I want her to ultimately be comfortable with just being herself and being who she is instead of trying to be like anyone else.
Especially, I mean, in wrestling, man, is like people don't realize, a lot of how much it is putting yourself out there. I mean, it's not only, when you speak in front, you're speaking in front of a crowd, which, only a small percentage of human beings feel comfortable doing. And then on top of that, performing athletically and, taking the, all the slams and suplexes and stretches and God, whatever else it is you guys do in the ring. Just to perform that and to pull that off for everybody, it's not everybody can do that, man. And to put yourself out there like that, it just takes unbelievable guts and just again, just to expose that kind of confidence and being yourself to a kid is such a great example.
You got
I'm
a
not gonna
comment
lie.
here.
Like in my personal life, I'm like the furthest thing from what you see in the ring. I mean, I would say I struggle with plenty of insecurities and confidence issues and this, that, and the other. But when I'm out there, none of that matters. It
Flip
all
that
goes
switch.
away. Yeah, it's the switch. Um, and I want my kid to feel that she can be that confident as well, have something to look up to. Because like you said, it is a lot. I mean, it's definitely, even when I do podcasts like this, even though I enjoy being on them, even that's like a lot, because I'm in front of, I mean, right now, I don't know how many viewers we have, but it looks like we've got
We're
a
up
decent
million.
chat going.
We're
Yeah,
up there.
1.5 million? Is that what that's? No, I'm kidding.
Shit. I'd be like, Jared,
shit.
you got to come back on next week, bud.
So welcome to
I
the
mean, come back,
DWO, Jared
it's over.
Savage.
But yeah, like I said, I just want my kid to be able not to be like I was growing up. I was really shy and all these things. I don't think I actually came out of my shell until, to tell you the truth, till I started gathering. And that was like 2016. So I think I was like, I don't know, I want to say I was like 23, 24, something. It took me a while, to finally like come out of my shell and be just who I am now. I want her not to have that struggle. So if she sees me in the ring, doing what I do physically, if she sees me being the character and being confident with it, I think that it'll rub off onto her.
Hell yeah. For me, I want my kid to just have core memories with me to where she can go back when I'm gone and she'd be like, man, dad took me to wrestling because he just wanted to hang out with me and wanted to have a good time. And that's honestly the core of our show here. When we send messages to people, sometimes we have a spiel that we use that basically says we're just dads trying to do, something cool for our kids. And that's what we celebrate on this show. How is that the only child that you have is your 10-year-old?
Yeah. Yeah. I only
Yeah.
have the one.
Man,
Dude,
go ahead, Mike.
I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I feel like this day and age, like one of the biggest things I can instill in my kids is just trying to, teach them to, not give a shit about what other people think and, just be you no matter what. And I mean, I feel for the most part, I've kind of, my kids have done that. And that's so important these days. People get so hung up on what other people think.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man.
Yeah, I think if you can instill that in your children, then you're doing something right. Because ultimately, they shouldn't care what other people think. Just be yourself. That's if you can be happy with being yourself, then you've ultimately achieved the ultimate goal of happiness, I think. And that's what I think any parent should want for their children.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get deep on you guys. My bad.
No, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, that's something that I've been trying. I got an 8-year-old, and she tends to get nervous in big situations and stuff like that, and that's something that I'm trying to instill in her to not care so much about the people watching. Just do it because you enjoy it. Because when I watch her do something that she really enjoys, if she thinks, it's like the old saying, dance like nobody's watching. When she's out there doing something she doesn't think anybody's watching, she's having the time of her life. So if I can just get her over that hump of, oh, there's still people here, I don't care.
Yeah.
Act like your dad and his buddies at a Revolver show.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, Jenna saying here, Jared is an awesome person, known for a really, really long time. Watching him from the bottom to here is amazing. A wonderful sentiment.
We also somebody's giving Mike shit, but also kind of giving you shit at the same time. Damn,
I see you, Stu.
Corey
I
Taylor
know who
on the
that is.
pods now. That's not Corey
Yeah,
Taylor.
dude, I'm Corey Taylor, dude. Yeah. Stone Sour, Slipknot. Yep, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
In honor of the Super Bowl being in Las Vegas this weekend, I'm drinking a bourbon from Las Vegas, Smoke Wagon.
Smoke
Oh,
wagon?
man, it's this weekend.
Unfiltered.
Damn.
Yeah.
Believe
it or not.
Muy delicioso.
Oh, there's my baby sister, my only sister now, and she ain't even came see me since my older sister died. Look at me putting you on fucking blast in front of the world.
Jesus.
I ain't got one hug from my baby sister, not one. Now, get your ass over here and hug your fucking brother.
Put her on blast. Jesus.
Look, I can't help
That's the best way to make things happen. They want you to come on blast on a podcast, and then they're going to feel obligated to do it.
I'm gonna beat your ass. I can see you this week. Good, fucker. So you got any family members that love wrestling with you that you connect with? For me, it was my stepfather for the longest time was a huge pro wrestling fan. Is there someone like that in your family?
Admittedly, as sad as it is to admit, nowadays not so much. A lot of my family all passed like in a real short time, so there's only a handful of us left. But my grandpa and my grandma, they always watched it. They were always my biggest supporters, especially because, like I said, I lived with them, so it was always there. It was there because my grandpa watched it. And I think my grandma did like it. She might have just watched it just because, but I think she enjoyed it as well. She would tell me stories about her father, watching wrestling on an old black and white TV, so it's, I don't know, in a way it almost feels like it's in the bloodline. I'm just the only one who took the leap on actually, doing it instead of just watching it. But,
speaking of the bloodline and watching it, we have a question here. Did we watch WrestleMania kickoff show? That's kind of why the show was late. To be honest with you, we were all four sitting here listening to Mike's phone play the kickoff.
I was watching.
Yeah, I've read since that it is official now, Cody versus Roman with no Rock. But at the end of it, Rock told Triple H to fix it. I don't know where they're going with this, but I'm fucking intrigued.
The Rock went like, I mean, you could feel, I don't know, man. I can't believe they went with the crowd.
It's interesting.
I think they were already going to go with the crowd. personally. I think it kind of has been a work the whole time, but that's just me.
You hush your mouth.
So, I mean, that segment was really good, but when you guys go back and watch Triple H's promo from that. It was pretty good. He gives, he is the in facto, kind of leader of it all now. And hearing him give a Triple H promo about WrestleMania and what's to come was pretty hoorah kind of speech.
I'm glad he's still around, man.
Guy's good on the stick.
Roman and Rock.
I feel like we're going to end up seeing Rock in there, though. I don't think that they're going to keep Rock out completely because, I mean, it's money. It's money on the table. You put Rock in the fucking main event of WrestleMania, there's going to be extra money coming in just because there are going to be those casual fans who only tune in when someone, from the Attitude Era comes around. That's why I think when Austin had his match with Kevin Owens, even though you didn't know for sure if it was going to happen, there's a lot of people who tuned in because of the possibility,
Right.
So
I literally drove all the way to Texas for it. So,
man, the fact that you were there, that just shows, right? That shows how big of a deal that was.
Yeah.
Trust me, I wish I could have been there for that because that was probably one of the coolest moments in wrestling in the last 10 years.
Bro, I've been to WrestleMania. I went to WrestleMania 14, 35, 37, 38, and 39. And that moment still, that was for me, dog. Like, I don't know, like that. I always joked that Stone Cold was my stepdad via the television. And to go, I seen him win the Rumble in Texas. You know what I mean? Like, I have a history of being a Stone Cold fan. So to get there and see him do one more WrestleMania match and then that fucking piss poor fucking stunner to fucking Mr. McMahon, I'm just glad I was there. Definitely the last WrestleMania with Vince in it, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, Vince is definitely not coming back ever.
Do you think Brock has any chance of ever coming back ever?
I think so because of Brock.
I just don't think he'll want to, man. He's getting up there in age. One, he's already not a people person. He's kind of guy like, I don't want to deal with any of this BS, whether or not he was involved or whatever happened. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to deal with any of this kind of stuff. He just seems that kind of person. Like he'd rather just, hang it up. I'm sure he's got, more money than all of us, and plus there's 10,000 of her relatives.
I just hope they don't. I don't know how the full details, so I don't want to, state anything too proclarative, but proclarative? I don't even know if that's a fucking word.
Go with it.
Yeah, I don't want to state anything too proclarative, but I don't want to see him erased from history, man. I
don't think anybody's going to get erased, though. It's not going to be like the Benoit treatment. I mean,
I don't know, man.
The Benoit stuff, if you think about it, he's still on the network, how much he erased and then I think that's what you might see with Brock. You might even see it with Vince, which is crazy to think. But I don't know. I hate saying everybody involved in that, they all made their own bed, so they've got to lay in whatever happens.
Yeah.
A part of me wishes, like, and, damn me if you will and strike me with lightning, but if you could distinguish, the character work from what the real life person did, you know what I mean? Because the character work is for the fans, you know what I mean? And regardless of what they did there, it was a moment for the fans, you know what I mean? We still live that moment. So I feel like part of it was we deserve to still get to see those moments if and when we choose to see them. To erase them from history, I think is bullshit.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
That's what I was wondering.
Is that Bluey?
Yeah. Kiddo. I was like, what the fuck? I thought something was bleeding in for a second. Speaking of bleeding in, that fucking line in my screen is pissing me off. I'm gonna have to go buy a fucking camera. If anyone hasn't noticed it, they noticed it. I don't know. I bought a fucking camera and it was fine. And then now
it's a filter. It's a filter. Just go with it.
It's a fucking line.
Now I see it. I didn't see it until you
Yeah, he
pointed
didn't.
it out.
Now that you pointed out,
I can't see you guys now. Oh fuck, man!
But
So, have you had any like major injuries or anything in your wrestling career yet? Have you? Hopefully never, but have you had anything that's put you on the side burners for a while?
Yeah, sadly, my biggest thing is my knees. I mean,
Oh,
also I broke my ankle too, but that wasn't really wrestling related. But it kept me out for a good couple months. That was because of the gathering, because I'm a fucking idiot, and I think that wearing flip flops going down a steep hill is a good idea. Found out
But
real quick that it was a terrible choice. But
you could go to the gathering fully protected and still get hurt.
oh, absolutely. I mean, it's the gathering; anything can happen. But as far as like in ring, um, hyperextended my right knee back in 2017. Then, pretty recent actually, last year, my tryout match to, to have my first show out here in the Midwest. Ended up, a move happened, didn't know that it was happening, and I was on my knees. Ended up completely knocking me back, so I stretched my ankle, kind of fucked it up a little bit. And ever since then, it's been like one thing after another with that same leg. Like, I ended up hurting that knee a couple months later, and just because I've just pushed through, I kept taking bookings, I kept working shows, ended up fucking it up more. But that's why they got braces and they got fucking wrist tape. That's what holds me together. Don't get me wrong, though. I definitely have a lot of issues though with it. I mean, there's days where I'll just take a step and it feels like it's gonna go out, which sucks. But that's wrestling, You get hurt, shit happens. You just gotta push through it, or you eventually let it, consume you, and then you quit. And I'm not gonna quit, so I'm just gonna keep dealing with it until ultimately either my body tells me I can't, keep going, or something worse happens. But hopefully it'll just be the latter. Hopefully it'll be my body tells me one day that I can't keep going.
So, man, we don't have a ton of like set questions, but we do have one question that we ask every single person that we have on the show, especially if they're a dad. And Mike, go ahead and hit him with that shit.
We are not only known as the barons of the barbecue, we are known as the king of the thermostats around here. And we're very inquisitive, and we like to know what kind of people we bring on here, and so we got to know, what do you keep your thermostat set to?
Usually it's not. If it goes over that, then it's too fucking hot. If it goes under that, it could be too cold. Preferably, I'd like to keep
totally broke up
AC
there for a
on it.
minute.
Hold on, you went totally max headroom on us.
Yeah, you went digital for a second. What was your answer?
Good now? Okay. Usually 60. I try to keep it cold, but I don't want it to be too cold, and I don't want it to be too hot either. To be honest, I hate the heat.
You said 69, right?
69?
Yep.
Okay. Nice. But it was funny. You sounded perfectly clear, and then you said 60.
It's like, it just doesn't want us to know.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But just so you know, you answered one of the potential 3 acceptable answers on the show. So
you passed.
Well,
See,
technically,
look at that! I got a pop too. Hell yeah!
Technically, there's 4 answers because the wife.
Jenna, this is outrageous.
What the hell, Jenna?
Outrageous.
Fuck that 72 shit.
She must belong to the mom world order.
She's hot-blooded. Check it and see.
If it is 72 degrees where I'm
Sweaty.
living, I am sweating my nards off. Dude.
I mean, the good Lord made blankets and hoodies,
And he gave Eric one to live with, so he can't be having that much temperature.
72, 75. So you got the AC on 72,
you're not wrong.
75. That's acceptable.
Okay.
If the AC is 72, 75, then you also are a budget minded individual.
Especially in Florida because
I
it's
had to
kind of
fucking
warm.
like live away for a while, and that's like what they're like. You can't turn it past 72. I was like, fuck that. That's miserable.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking hot at 72. I
mean,
think right now I have a fucking door open and everything, and it's 72 still in the house. It sucks.
I got the heat off today. I get
I
nothing with the fan running.
Yeah.
wait till we
You
get to
gotta
that
take
fucking
advantage of these
Airbnb
days, man,
though.
you know?
Airbnb, I'm cranking that fucking AC up,
Oh
son.
yeah, for sure.
42 degrees.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Every dad in his right mind goes into every hotel room, closes the curtains, turns on every light, and cranks the AC all the way down. You know why? Because it doesn't cost us a dime more.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not our
Damn,
electric.
dude, you're right. I never thought about it, but I literally do that every time I'm in a
Turn the
hotel
TV
room.
on the HBO.
Yeah. Yep. And you also look in the drawers to see if there's anything other than the Gideon Bible.
See, I haven't been lucky enough to find anything else.
Flip
I
through the
know
Bible,
people
man.
finding
People leave
money.
weird shit in the Bible in hotel rooms.
That it makes me want to leave something in the next hotel room I go into.
DWO sticker?
I'm gonna autograph the Bible. Jesus was here. Oh shit.
Hey, the
I'll start
cleaning
leaving
guys,
guys.
the maintenance guys signed it.
Okay, Jenna, that's acceptable. She said, bro, a hotel room, I'm putting it on 62. Agreed.
For show.
Look, Ashley O found money in the Bible. Look, that was a gift from God.
Look.
Gift from God right there.
I'm telling you, man. You never know.
So, see, Jared, you said you play games, man. What type of games you play? Just wrestling. I know you play wrestling games, but what are you playing right now? What's you're taking your time up?
I play almost everything. I would say, like, as far as like single player shit, I've been playing that fucking Hogwarts shit.
The
What the hell is it called? I
Hogwarts
can't even think of the
Legacy.
name of it, but it's the new Harry Potter game.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hogwarts
My
Legacy.
daughter
I've
was
been
playing that
a
earlier
lot.
today.
What platform?
Series X. I mean,
Wow.
I have everything except the PS5 right now. I would like to get a PS5.
It
but
is trash.
Hell
This
yeah,
month.
dude. Series X, baby.
Hold on, this motherfucker in chat wants to say I trash the games. Motherfucker, you never even played no damn games with me. How you gonna sit here and say I'm trash? I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, but how's he gonna say
Wrong, but
that?
fuck you.
If you fucking ask like Billy Obey or some shit, he'll fucking tell you I'm dog shit. Which I mean, certain games, yeah. I mean, I could hold my own to it, unless it's wrestling. You know, I'm not that great.
Yeah, I'm hot trash. That's why I'm a liability on most teams, so I prefer to play one player games because people don't
Trash
get
because
mad
you're
at me
always
that way.
sleeping.
I mean, I'm in
play
the same boat,
Fortnite at
man. I'm not the best when it comes to being a team player in most of these games. Fortnite, I'm all right doing team shit, but you got to make sure I'm like sticking with you if you're
I'm
gonna
telling
like
you, that's why I'm like half. That's
Other-
why I'm like half hesitant to play with these guys. These guys keep telling you should play Fortnite. Like you don't know what you're asking for. Like you want to,
Dude, it doesn't matter if we're bad. I'm bad.
We just
we
want to
have
hang
fun.
out digitally in video game world.
That's literally
I need
what
someone
got
to
me
donate me
close
a better
with
video
the
game
Zool
system,
boys
man.
and
I got
all
the
that.
Nintendo Switch. What do you want me
Yeah.
to do?
Do they play Fortnite too?
You know, don't
I'm
get me
gonna
wrong,
hit
man.
them up.
Well, they don't play Fortnite, but like the Xbox is one of the biggest ways that I have become close to people because I would just go on parties and hang out. I mean, I still do that now. If I'm not playing something, I'm just sitting in a party, just
It's the
bullshitting with
best, dude.
my
That's
circle.
I mean, that's literally how me and Mike became friends in the first place, was playing Destiny 2 because we both work night shift, playing Destiny 2 all night long, doing raids and shit like that. And then
that's-
listening to Mike get super mad at everything.
And drunk.
I need to get Cooley on here, man. I keep
What?
forgetting to message him.
And that energy right there, like the nights he's talking about, that is the hole in my life that this podcast has filled. because it is. I enjoyed those, and I moved the day shift, and we all moved on from that night shift job, and this has filled that. It's getting together with your buddies or other people with common interests, whether it be video games, wrestling, or what have you. You know what I mean? You're just sitting here and shooting the shit, man, and having common shit to talk about, and it's good positive stuff, man. If it brings us a smile on our faces, then we're doing something right.
Yep. That's why
That's
we do it.
actually
I mean,
good question here. Do you have a favorite game?
That's a good
Sub
question because I don't really
and
know.
or wrestling game.
My biggest problem is that I'm a collector of a lot of retro games on top of like new shit. So for me to pick like one favorite, that's hard. I'm trying to think.
I can tell you what I've played more than anything, and I think would probably qualify as my favorite game is Link's Awakening. I played that. That's my. If I'm fucking real depressed, I'm gonna start a new file of Link's Awakening.
Really?
I love.
I think if
Yeah,
we're going to like one that I've went back to 1,000 times. I'd probably say SmackDown 2 if we're going that route. I spent a lot of time on SmackDown 2. Same with Attitude as well. I've spent a lot of time on that.
Okay.
But outside of like wrestling games, I would probably say any of the Twisted Metal games.
Okay. I love Twisted Metal. They did such a good fucking job with that show too. Speaking of
loved it.
wrestling,
Oh
Samoa
yeah,
Joe was so fucking good at Sweet Tooth. And for all the people that hated him not having the voice, Will Arnett's the voice of fucking Sweet Tooth. Like, I mean, it's who he's supposed to be.
Yeah, but imagine how much harder that is to play when your body language has to go with what another guy is saying. You know what I mean?
Surely they had him like say the lines too, right?
I can't imagine he
Yeah,
said the
but I'm
lines
saying
too.
like being able to match that up, and it just
Yeah.
I thought he did really well.
But he comes from like a family of like professional dancers and stuff.
Oh, really?
Joe's got layers.
Yeah,
Joe's
like
got layers.
His whole family has like some like dance company that's like, that's his family business.
Samoan Shrek.
Yeah,
I don't know. I enjoyed the show a lot. At first, I was kind of iffy about it because, the first little bit of it, all you get is Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
But over, after you watch a little bit, then you start seeing more people from the game. And that made it really interesting. So, like this next season, I'm fucking ready for it. I don't know when it's coming, but that's going to be like the ultimate test of how much can they adapt to the game while making it, a TV show as well. I'm really curious what they're going to do.
And they honestly, the cliffhanger they left was so good. Like it made me like, when the hell is this coming out? Because the them showing the tournament bracket and showing people, it was awesome.
It's on.
Yeah, I think if they do well with it, like I think they will, then it's going to be probably like the best show of the fucking year. But we'll see.
Damn, Jared, you won the county ballet championship at the age of 6?
I did actually, yeah. I really did. I'm really good at dancing, if you guys can tell.
Yeah.
I do pirouettes and all that bullshit.
I have to say real quick about the Twisted Metal show. One of my favorite moments of that entire show is hang on a second.
One of my favorite moments.
Speaking of living on cliffhangers.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
No, when after his car is destroyed and the whole scene of the sound, what did they play? My Immortal by Evanescence.
Yeah.
Like, and they just made it like this super dramatic moment with him in his car because it blew up. Like it popped me. I loved it.
Man, I'll tell you what, that new game, Skull and Bones, dropped a beta today.
Yeah, I saw that. How is it?
Bro, I've been waiting 8 years for this game. Okay, I've been waiting. That's how long ago they released the first trailer. It's my first reaction is that I need to apologize to you two for how unavailable I'm about to be because of how
Bullshit.
hours I'm going to spend sailing the great fucking seas. If you ever played Sid Meier's Pirates, okay, it's just like that. There's sea battle, you're shooting cannons, but it's all HD and beautiful. And then you go loot fucking islands and you dig up treasure and you just fucking yo ho, and fucking a bottle of fun. Goddamn. I'm so fucking happy with that.
Is this like a better version of Sea of Thieves? Because I
That's
did
what
play
was
that
gonna
for a
ask.
while.
It's 100 times better than Sea of Thieves.
Is it on PC?
It's every single system, all the way around. You can go and get Skull and Bones beta completely for free right now this weekend from today all the way until the end of Sunday. You can play and check it out for yourself 100% for free. If you are able to beat the game in these next 3 days, good for you. Like,
I think I'll try to download it.
I'm putting Mikey onto it. He's got the PC and he'll probably beat it in 3 days.
Bro, I am like obsessed with it. Like I barely wanted to do the podcast just because of how cool it was. I was like, God damn it, there's pirates.
Sweet, be a pirate.
Hey,
Hey, you know what a pirate's favorite fast food restaurant is?
Don't
say it.
Long John Silver's.
Mm-hmm. You would think it's actually Arby's.
God damn it.
I didn't expect that at all. I was sitting there wondering. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Dad jokes? Come on.
It was on the tip of my tongue, but I didn't want to ruin it. Mike delivered it perfectly.
Yar, Qatar. September 19th. Remember, be international. Talk like a pirate. Yar.
That's a good question. Hold on. Here you go. Jared, do you have a favorite WWE pay-per-view? Or even just pay-per-view in general?
One of my favorites is Fully Loaded 1998.
Love it.
So I remember the main event was I think it was Stone Cold and Undertaker against Kane and Mankind for the tag team titles.
Man, we didn't know how good we had it back then.
Mm-mm. Absolutely not.
No, absolutely, dude. I agree. Like, man, that was some of the best wrestling, like, period. Even though you can look back and you can see, like, of course there were some real stinkers there as well. It wasn't always, like, 100% the best thing going, but I don't know. There's just something different about the Attitude Era. You know, I think one reason, too, why I was so, like, intrigued and wanting to watch that back was because Triple H was on the cover of it there, and I was a big DX mark. Like, I love that version of DX.
Right?
It's just so fucking crazy to think. You definitely would have never thought that looking back. You would have never been like, yeah, that guy, he's going to plow the boss's daughter and become the boss. Yeah. You never thought that.
Could you think of anybody better to run WWE?
No, there's no one better because honestly, Triple H understands it from every aspect. He understands it from being on like the bottom of the totem pole to being shit on during the whole like the click thing happening. You know, he got a lot of backlash, so he understands that side of it.
He took it on the chin like a champ.
Being shit on?
Absolutely.
I don't think we can just joke on that anymore.
No, too soon.
I mean, yeah, I will say though, he kind of literally got shit on with the whole hog slop thing with the fucking Godwins. I mean, he you know, they did that to him, so it wasn't Vince, but you know, but definitely. Oh, go ahead.
We got us an easy hour again today. I love episodes like this. It's just an easy conversation, man. Jared, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate how much you are a fan of pro wrestling and a fan of music to where you have blended both of them into a lifestyle that you can live and enjoy. And I love that you're putting your kid first, man. I feel like we got a comment up here from one of your buddies here. Let me find it real quick before we move on, where he just says, Right here. He's just goddamn. He's fucking proud of you, brother. And I'm proud of watching you grow as well, man. You're kicking ass, and it's nice to see good people do cool things. So
I appreciate all the love because I'm doing my best out here. I'm trying to be the best dad I can while being the best wrestler I can be as well, and just being my genuine self.
And the
It's
fact
not
that
easy
your
some
list,
days,
man,
but
1, 2, it says something as well.
yeah. All right. One last question from
I
a
really do
guest here
appreciate
before
you guys
we.
having me on. What's up?
What's your favorite wrestling promotion that you've worked for?
Oh, that's easy. Elite Pro Wrestling. EPW has been fucking awesome in the year that I've been there. Been very appreciative of all the opportunity I've had with them. It's just been amazing.
Kinsey says your brother Tasky and your sister Kenny love and support you, and they're very proud of you too. So hell yeah, man! Keep killing shit, bro. Hopefully we'll bring you on within this next year, man. We'll have you on for a second show and update. Keep kicking some ass, man, and hopefully we get to see you at Squared Circle Expo, man. Come meet Kane. You know what I mean? Love Kane. Kane's gonna be right there next to us.
It's like I said, before we went on here, the biggest thing is I wrestled that first day of Squared Circle podcast, so there might be a chance I'll roll through on that next day.
Come
But if I can get my bookings in, then I'm taking my bookings for sure.
Absolutely. Get your money, dog. Get your money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, boys, you got any dad advice before we get out of here?
Any dad advice? Well, the best thing I can say is get ready for them to become little shits at the age of 10 because it happens, and you just got to love them through it, and you just got to deal with it.
Mine turns 10 in a month.
Oh, buddy.
Well, get ready because the attitude's coming.
No idea what you're in for.
Oh,
I've been through 2 teenage daughters. You see this gray hair right here? This is I'm like a 4-star general.
That's exactly where it comes from.
My stripes.
All right, boys.
Speaking of daughters, something just dropped. So yeah, let's wrap this up. I gotta go figure out what the hell just fell.
Something fell.
Yeah. Well, as always, we have been the DWO podcast. I'm Big Rig Eric Maffey. He is Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He is Wrestling T-shirt guy Cephas, and he is the face collector Jared Savage. Sir, thank you so much for coming on again. Like Cephas said,
thank you for having me.
We love that our show, not just this episode, but all our episodes usually ends up being a variety show. It's not just wrestling. I mean, that's usually the primary aspect, but we just go off on tangents and have fun with it, man. So if it was your first time tuning in tonight, you're going to see a lot more of this. So subscribe, follow,
come
wherever
back.
the heck you're watching. Because we love doing this, man. It's a lot of fun. As always, check us out on all the socials at DW_podcast, Facebook at the DWO podcast, TikTok at DWO_pod. Get that dad merch at Pro Wrestling Tees and T Public, or send us a DM. We got merch, and we got a ton more merch coming. So make sure you come see us at Squared Circle Expo. We're gonna have all kind of shit there, man. It's gonna be awesome. And until next time, top dads out.